Okay, hey YouTube, how's it going? My name is Travis Pearson, and I will be presenting my personal, historical, significant event in my life, and that is getting my driver's license. So basically this was I don't know if it's the most remembered time in my life, but it's one of the most significant. It's one of the things I'll remember the most in my lifetime. One of them for sure. Maybe not the number one, but anyway. Immediate recognition. That was the first. So my first reaction to this, getting my license. So 3 things that came to my mind were I was happy, parents, and then relieved or less stressed. Those are the 3 things. So me being happy, I think that's something everybody is. Just you're really happy, you just got your license, you can drive on your own now, you do whatever you want, freedom, all that kind of stuff. So it's just a really good thing, no downside to it at all, really good. Now the next thing I thought about was my parents. I just thought how this was going to affect me and my parents, which was some good things, some bad things. I'll go more into detail on that later on in this video, but that's just one of the things I thought about. And then really the next thing was relieved and less stressed, which means that I was just relieved, all the stress weight off my shoulders. This whole time I was worried. I failed the first time, it felt terrible, so then the second time I took it, felt so good when I passed. Now I don't have to worry, I have my license, I can do stuff. Just felt really good, really relieved. Okay, so next thing I'll talk about is consequences. And there's 3 categories to this: economic, social, and political. Okay, so in economic, the way it affected me was gas money. Gonna be driving around, spending money on gas. Next thing was paying for my license. This is different for everybody, or well, it can be different for everybody. You have to pay more if you have basically what it is. Probably everybody knows this, but you pay more for your license if you are not that good of a driver. If you've gotten tickets, like if you got demerits and stuff like that, lost them, I guess. I don't really know how it works, but that kind of stuff, you have to pay more. And if you're a good driver, you pay less. So that can change. And then paying for the driver's test. So that's not a huge thing because you just do it once. Well, like once you get your license, you don't have to worry about that anymore. So I don't know, but I had to pay for the first time and the second time because I took it twice. So I guess the more you fail, the more you have to pay. Now, social. Okay, so I was able to do things with friends. That was a really good thing socially, because now you can go out, you can go to town, you can drive around, you can go cruising, do things like that, go to the theater, just anything like that, which is all you could do with your friends. And that's just the probably biggest social part of all this. You can go to events and just do whatever you want. It's really helpful in that area. And the next part of social was more freedom, which kind of is the same thing. You're just more freedom, do whatever you want, go wherever you want, do that kind of stuff. That's really helpful in that area. Okay, so political. Now this affected me politically by both of the things. Okay, so it helped out my parents, and it also could have made it worse on my parents a bit. But the reason it might have made it worse was because now my parents are more worried because I'm driving around. They could be worried about if I might get in a car crash, go in the ditch, that kind of stuff. So makes them a bit more worried in that area, but for the second part, it also helps them out, because now I can drive myself places. They don't have to drive me places. I can drive other people places if they need it. I'm more independent, I guess, now, and that's a really good thing, because it just helps them out, and both helps myself out so that they don't have to help me, and I can help other people out, like my brother, drive him somewhere, or maybe if they needed to drive somebody home, I can do that now too, drive people around. And then the last part of all this is remembrance / comparing. So what this is how I remember it, and personally I think I remember this the best way by saying that I want to remember it by saying I wanted to remember it by saying I got my license the first time, but that's not the case. It took me 2 times, but I'm always going to remember it as being getting my license. I'll remember where it was, how old I was, how many tries it took, the instructor, I guess. I'll remember going through driver's ed, doing the in-car lessons, all that kind of stuff. So I'm gonna remember all that, and I guess that just is why this is one of my personal historical significant events. And then comparing, I compared this, and I don't know if this is a good one, but I compared it to getting a dog. And I don't really know, like, we got our dog Milo about 3 years ago, I think, and I definitely remember that day very well. I remember a lot about it, and it was just a really good time in my life, getting a dog. And yeah, actually, comparing it to, I remember getting my license and getting a dog probably both equally just as much as each other, which is actually saying something, because getting a dog is a very important part in anyone's life, or at least it should be, which means that getting my license was also very important, because I think them almost equally. And yeah, that's gonna wrap it all up. That getting my license, the most awesome part of my life, probably. Okay, thank you for listening and watching, and see ya.